On today's show, I'm going to share with you one of the most powerful things that I've implemented in my life and in my business. And I'm going to share with you how setting your daily intentions, really changes the game and helps you grow your business. So if you haven't ever practiced this, or maybe you've heard of it, but you're not sure how to apply it, or maybe even you've done it before, but you've kind of not been consistent in it, I'm excited to share this process with you because I know that it's going to really move the needle for you and help you achieve your goals and help you move up the green mountain to having that $10 million a year or more business a lot faster. So stay tuned and we're going to dive in. I'm Gabe Arnold, and this is the Green Mountain Podcast. We are the champions who brave the elements to create beauty. We see chaos and create order. We are never afraid of hard work, and we understand the power of strategic thinking and intentional actions. We come from all walks of life, and we will never allow our past to determine our future potential. We create beauty around the homes of our customers and increase the value of our community with the work that we do every day. We understand the power of consistent branding because it helps us grow and serve all those around us. We practice effective sales so our company, employees, and community can benefit from the value we add. We intentionally invest in operational habits that help us deliver excellent results to our customers on a continual basis. We understand that powerful and beautiful things take time to grow, and with consistent watering and intention, amazing results can happen. We are committed to making the world a better place by being positive examples to all those around us. We don't allow anyone to look down on us because we know the value we bring to our community as leaders. We create positive workplaces for our employees so they feel safe and supported, and at the same time, we hold ourselves to high standards. We pursue excellence on a daily basis because we know the journey is worth the sacrifice. We are the protectors of the land. We are the guardians of beauty. We are the heroes. We are landscapers. So I think many of us maybe started out the way I did, where I just had a job, a single role. I was an employee, not for a real long time in my case, but I was an employee for a season. And when I clocked in, when I'm thinking about one of my early jobs as an employee, I only had two things to think about. And that was, mowing and trimming, because I was doing a small lawn and I was working with my grandfather. And that's all I had to focus on is show up on time, mow and trim. And then sometimes I would, use the blower and blow things off too. Sometimes my grandpa would do that. But it was just a really small scope of work, and that's all I had to worry about. But when I started my own company, initially I didn't really realize that I had to really expand my intentions, my focus, and what I was thinking about and managing. And I had a lot more impact and influence and a lot more responsibility. And all of us go through different seasons in our entrepreneurial journey, whether we've, left our other job or we're working on our business on the side and still have our day job, or we've a few years down the road. All of us, take a different path to leading a company and becoming the entrepreneur and being the leader of our landscaping company. But as we do that, there's a big shift that has to happen in our own mindset, because if we were to show up like an employee, which you can't, and grow a business, we would think, oh, I'm just going to clock in, do what I'm told, and go home on time, and not worry about anything else. That's just a really limited scope and focus. When we become entrepreneurs, when we become the leader of our company, it's really important that we realize that we can't operate mindlessly anymore like that. We have to really, be intentional if we want to follow a clear path to success. And so one of the practices that I've used for quite a few years now, and has really been beneficial, and at first when I started doing this, which I'll kind of explain the process here in a minute, I didn't really think it was going to make a difference, but I decided to try it because, a really successful, business coach and mentor in my life said, this is what I do and here's how it works. So I said, I'm more than willing to try it because you're farther down the road. You know what works. I've seen you build multiple successful companies. And so I'm more than willing to try it. And so he explained to me, he said, in the morning, I start out before I do anything else, and I just write down my intentions for the day. And as he explained that to me, he said, sometimes I write down intention of like, I really want to show up and, really serve my employees well and really connect with them today. Or another of my intentions today is when I get to interact with clients, I really want to show up with a heart of service and help them. Another intention, that I've used and was kind of shared with me by my mentor too, similar, is like, sometimes I'll set the intention for the day of like, today, I just want to be really present for myself and I want to love myself more. And that may sound like a little bit weird or out there, but when I started doing that, it helped me be present for my own feelings when I was stressed out, when I was overwhelmed, or even when I was excited or happy about something. I allowed myself to feel that. And loving myself more means not being hard on myself when I make a mistake, or not, judging myself, or, getting down on myself when there's a, problem with a customer project. And it just allowed me to show up differently. And when we set our day, it's kind of like framing the day of, here's what I intend to happen in the day. It's so much easier to follow that path than if we just show up with no plan, or we allow whatever happened early in the morning or last night or whatever's going on with the past days or with our family or our own things. If we allow that frame to come into the day, it's easy to show up to work and be frustrated. And then what unintentionally can happen is our employees can think that we're frustrated with them, and it impacts their productivity. They start questioning maybe if they're in the right job. They don't treat customers well. There's a big trickle down effect of our intention as the leader. But if we are clear about kind of wiping the slate clean, setting new intentions for each day, then what that allows us to do is hold that space or create that environment for everybody that we're interacting with. And there's a really interesting thing that happens from a leadership perspective. Anytime that I invest in myself and work on myself and try to grow, even if I never mention it to my team or never explain it to anybody, I see positive effects in my team. And I really believe that's because when we're setting intentions for the day, when we want to show up positively, when we have a clear, positive intention for what we want to happen, then everybody else picks up on that energy, and they'll start to notice that we're communicating differently, or that we're working to be more organized in our operational habits, or we're really investing in consistent branding, or we're really trying to level up our effective sales processes. Whatever it may be, they notice those things and it rubs off on them. Just like I said on yesterday's show, there's the saying, you're the average of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. That same principle applies to your employees, to your customers, to everyone that's exposed to who you are and what your attitude is and how you're thinking and communicating. And so when we're intentional about saying, here's how I want to show up today, it not only changes all those around us, but it changes us in a really positive way. Leadership is both IQ, like being intelligent and knowing what to do, and EQ, emotional intelligence, allowing us to manage our own emotions, to show up with positivity for our employees, for our customers. And it's really the foundation of building a strong team culture. When I hear, folks complaining about their employees or their customers, I almost can, if I have a quick conversation with them, I can very quickly track it back to the fact that they're not being intentional about how they show up every day. And they've got some mindset issues. They've got some head trash. They've got some, they're just kind of in a funk. But when you do decide, I'm going to work on myself, I want to grow and improve, you're making the investment in the most important part of your business, which is you, because the more you grow, the more you invest in yourself, the more you learn, the more you can up-level your own performance and your own leadership ability. That's when things really shift. Your team notices it, your clients notice it, and they really start to feel your heart, and they really start to feel, this person is sincerely trying to help me. They're really trying to serve me. They want the best for me. And, they're clear communicators. Like when you have those intentions, they start to show through, and the positive effect from that is just huge. So today I want to encourage you to just take a minute, no matter what time of day it is, or, even if you plan and do this, tomorrow morning, is first thing in the morning, before you really get into all the busy work, just write down 3 to 5 things, just clarifying what are your intentions for the day. I intend to really be, effective and get all my estimates out to clients. One of my intentions is to really encourage my new team member because I see potential in them and I want them to be an amazing employee. My intention is to really, be kind to my family, show up for my partner today. Whatever it is, the more positive things that we set our intentions on, the easier things become because we create a pattern of really looking for those positive things and moving that direction. I appreciate you taking time to tune in today, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's show. If you're ready to begin your journey up the Green Mountain, where we show you how to build a low-stress, high-profit, $10 million per year landscaping company, then head over to landscapemarketinghero.com to download your free growth map. One of our guides will be there to help you along the way. Again, that's landscapemarketinghero.com.